As the years rolled on, Birdie's bond with her only deepened in ways that continued to surprise everyone around them. But there was something else happening, something she hadn't fully noticed until one particular evening changed everything. It started on a Tuesday night, around 9 p.m. She was sitting at her kitchen table, going through some old photo albums from her childhood. Birdie, as usual, was perched on the chair next to her, his bright eyes tracking every movement of her hands. That's when she came across a photograph that made her freeze. It was a picture of her grandmother's old farmhouse in Tennessee, the one she'd visited every summer as a little girl. And there, in the corner of that faded photograph, was a cat. A scraggly orange tabby with distinctive markings on his face. Markings that looked eerily similar to Birdie's. Her heart started racing. Could it be? No, that was impossible. That photo was taken over 30 years ago, but the resemblance was uncanny, almost supernatural. Birdie let out one of his signature chirps, softer this time, as if he knew she was thinking about something important. She looked down at him, and for just a moment she could swear she saw something ancient and knowing in those bright eyes. Something that suggested he understood far more than any ordinary cat should. The next morning, she did something she hadn't done in years. She called her Aunt Margaret, the only person left who might remember that old farmhouse and the animals that lived there. After the usual pleasantries, she asked about the orange cat in the photograph. There was a long pause on the other end of the line. Then her aunt's voice came through, softer now, almost wistful. "Oh, honey, that was Rusty. Your grandmother loved that cat more than anything. He showed up one day, just appeared on the porch like he'd been looking for her his whole life. They were inseparable for 3 beautiful years." "What happened to him?" she asked, though part of her wasn't sure she wanted to know the answer. "He disappeared the same week your grandmother passed away. Just vanished into thin air. We searched everywhere, put up posters all over town, but we never found him. It was like he knew his purpose was done." That conversation haunted her for days. She found herself looking at Birdie differently, noticing small things she'd overlooked before. The way he seemed to understand her grief when she was sad. How he always knew when she needed comfort before she even realized it herself. The uncanny timing of his adoption, coming into her life right when she felt most alone. "Were you listening to me?" Birdie's voice pulled her back to the present moment. He was sitting on her desk now, one paw extended toward her as if reaching out for connection. Now, before we go any further into this incredible story, I need to talk to you about something important. If you're sitting here watching this video, captivated by Birdie's journey, but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you're missing out on something special. This channel is built on real stories about the extraordinary bonds between humans and animals. Stories that remind us we're never truly alone in this world. By subscribing, you're joining a community of people who believe in second chances, who see the magic in rescue animals, and who understand that sometimes our pets choose us for reasons we can't fully explain. It takes just 1 second to click that button, but it means everything to creators like me who pour their hearts into sharing these stories. Plus, there's so much more of Birdie's story to tell, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. One evening, about 3 weeks after that phone call with her aunt, something extraordinary happened. She was having one of those nights where everything felt heavy. Work had been stressful, bills were piling up, and she felt that familiar loneliness creeping in despite having Birdie by her side. She sat on her bed, tears streaming down her face, not bothering to wipe them away. That's when Birdie did something he'd never done before. He climbed up onto her chest, placed both paws on either side of her face, and looked directly into her eyes. Then he began to purr, but it wasn't his normal purr. This was deeper, more resonant, almost like a vibration that seemed to sync with her own heartbeat. As she focused on that sound, on those bright eyes staring into hers with such intensity, something shifted. The weight on her chest lightened. The tears slowed. And in that moment, she felt something she could only describe as pure, unconditional love flowing from this little rescue cat who'd chosen her all those years ago. "Are you okay now?" his chirp seemed to ask, his head tilting to one side in that endearing way that always made her smile. "I am now," she whispered back, meaning it more than she'd meant anything in a long time. But Birdie's mysterious behaviors didn't stop there. He started doing things that defied normal cat logic. He learned to open doors by jumping and grabbing the handles. He figured out how to turn on the bathroom faucet when he wanted water. Most remarkably, he began predicting things before they happened. 3 days before her sister announced her pregnancy, Birdie started acting strangely protective, refusing to leave her side during phone calls. The morning before she received news about a job promotion, he woke her up at exactly 5:55 a.m. with urgent chirping, something he'd never done before. And perhaps most telling, he somehow knew when she needed him most, appearing from nowhere during her darkest moments. Her friends started calling him her guardian angel with whiskers. Some laughed it off as coincidence, but those who spent time around Birdie couldn't deny there was something different about him, something special that went beyond typical pet behavior. One friend, Sarah, who'd always been skeptical about animals having deeper awareness, completely changed her perspective after spending an afternoon at the house. She'd been going through a divorce and was trying to hold it together, not wanting to burden anyone with her pain. Birdie had approached her, jumped into her lap uninvited, and simply stayed there for 2 hours, purring and occasionally reaching up to touch her face with his paw. "It's like he knew," Sarah said later, her voice thick with emotion. "Like he could see right through my brave face to the broken heart underneath. I've never experienced anything like that with any animal."
Hi, sweet baby.
That night, lying in bed with Birdie against her shoulder, she thought about her grandmother, about Rusty, about the impossible timing of it all. Birdie stirred, his bright eyes reflecting the moonlight, and she could swear she saw her grandmother smile in that gaze. "Thank you for finding me," she whispered. But just last week, something happened that connected all the dots in a way she never saw coming. Could Birdie really be her grandmother's cat reborn? Or is the truth even more incredible?